The sun is heading up on another expected beautiful day. Welcome to Bonsai Acres. Welcome to Bonsai Acres. Very excited. A decent-sized storm came through in the middle of the night, a good couple hours of rain as I slept in the car. I decided the storm might have been dangerous enough to just stay in the car, and that's what I did. But this morning, right to work at about 7 o'clock in the morning on the new trailer I purchased. I've got the four-wheeler, I've got 5 acres of property, and I need to move stuff around. So I started the assembly process of putting together the trailer to see if I can get that on the four-wheeler this morning. The instructions were pretty clear. I only had to check the directions a couple times to double check on a few things. And there you have it. We have a trailer to pull behind the four-wheeler. Now, of course, when you finish a project like this, reading the directions, measuring twice, cutting once, those kind of things, you hope everything's together the way it's supposed to be. I have all these extra pieces parts. I think they just threw a couple extra in there. We'll put them in the old toolbox and hope for the best. Now, I do know that this is the pin for up front. So we'll use that as we figure out how to connect it. After the trailer was assembled, it was time to bring it outside of the shed and see if we could hook it up to the four-wheeler. Now, the back of the four-wheeler has a hitch on it that's pretty rusted. Now, my only concern, of course, was going to be the hitch on the back of the four-wheeler. And this is a rusted out ball that's been on here probably for 30 years. I might not ever get that out. And so I would have to put this where the hole in this is, just like this, but the ball's in the way. So what is a guy to do? So there are sprays, I don't think I have any with me today. There are sprays that I can see if that would loosen up. But I haven't even tried it yet. Let's get the tools and see if I can crank this thing off. Now, if I were a betting man, I would not bet on this coming off with this adjustable wrench. But you know what? We have to give it a try. Here we go. The moment of truth. Oh, it moved. Oh my gosh. Good thing I'm not a betting man. I might have lost this bet. Okay, it's moving. But I don't know if I can hold on to this ball tight enough, long enough to get it all the way off the threads that are awfully rusty. Woohoo! Uh-oh. Spoke too soon. Ugh. Okay, the bolt is about this thick and it's halfway on there now. But I'm not giving up yet. Yeah!
I was as shocked as you to get that rusty old ball off of the back of the four-wheeler.
Just like that.
With the pin in place, it was time to have a little fun.
I think it's gonna work.
Now it promises to be another stellar day. We got a clear sky right now, the sun's out. Now it's only a little after 8 o'clock in the morning, so I don't know if the pump is gonna work real strong this early in the morning, but I'm gonna go ahead and put on my hose attachment and we're gonna turn on the pump and see if the solar juices are gonna get this thing going this early in the morning. So let's see what happens. Now if you remember from last time, I have 200 feet of hose from this area, the solar panels and the pump house back there, all the way to the trees, 200 feet of hose. So now we're gonna go ahead and turn on the power, and it does take a while for the water to travel down there if it's gonna work. But let's turn on the power and see if we got some solar power going on here. Switch is down below, and we're gonna go to solar. All the lights go on. There's power coming from the solar array. And now we have to see if there's enough power to ignite that pump. Here comes some lights. I want pump to go green. I don't think it's gonna go green. Oh my gosh, it went green. Let's head back down to the spigot and see if water's gonna catch up to me or I'm gonna catch up to it. I can't tell if I can hear water trickling in here yet. Oh, yep, I got water leaking from the spigot. So let's put this thing down. Oh, here it comes. Okay, I gotta open this up. Open that up. Okay, and then open this up. Or did I just close it? I closed it. Okay, we need some more water. Remember, we don't have much solar right now. Come on. Oh, here it comes. We had that initial pressure. I don't know if we have enough solar power to get this thing churning. But the pump was turned on. Here comes some water. Okay. It just takes longer. I can't believe how long it takes, but it is 200 feet. Now, that's not going to be good, all this leaking. But let's open it up now. The question is, can I get enough of a pressure to have a stream of water that's not just dripping like that? Just with the hose last week, I was able to get about a 10-foot stream. I think it's still churning, still trying to turn on. Trying to build up some water. Now again, this is just after 8 o'clock in the morning, so we're gonna have to test this in a couple hours and see if we can get more of a stream. Now it rained a ton last night, so I don't need to do this. But if that works even a little bit, that's gonna be better than just the end of the hose. So we have a little bit of a stream. 8 o'clock in the morning, at least that's some water. We'll come back and try this again a little later. It's super fantastic to have water. So with sun only at that 8:30 or so time in the morning, that's fantastic. So I think by 9 o'clock, we're gonna get a lot more direct sun and things will be in good shape. So we'll test this out a little bit later. Now we just have to find something to keep us busy today because y'all know I work when I'm up here. I'll relax later on. So now that I have my four-wheeler up and running with the trailer, I think my first task today is I want a path that goes all the way around, well, mostly around the property, where I can start moving boulders and branches and trunks of trees and have easier access with the four-wheeler. The four-wheeler will come in here, comes towards the trees down there, but of course we can swing up here and come right this direction. Now as it comes this direction from where the car was and the trees, it goes back over here, and there's the four-wheeler right back over there. So I want this trail right in here to have a nice path. Now eventually this is gonna be the septic system and a mound system over there, but for right now, we're gonna be clearing this off today. We're gonna see if we can go ahead and remove some of the small growth, the small poplars, and also get rid of some of the big chunks in the ground, because then I'll warm up the lawnmower, and I'm just gonna come through here and make a path at least wide enough for the four-wheeler. So we got some work to do, and it's cooler. The sun isn't above the trees yet. It's early. Let's get some work done. Taking a little break, grab a sip of water, and walk through the progress we've made so far. The four-wheeler, of course, tramples down a lot of things, but we were able to go ahead and rip up a whole bunch of little tiny poplars and other miscellaneous trees that are just a couple years old. And then you walk along the trail and you go, whoops, I forgot that clump. What's nice about some of these clumps is they're young enough and not attached to some of the bigger trees farther away that they come up pretty easily, so I can rip them up with my hands, or at least if I'm wearing my gloves. So we got a nice trail here through the backside. There was a big old tree down in here that we have now laying on the ground right there. And as we come up on top of the hill over here, this is the back way to come around to see the pine trees that I planted along this roll. We can't see them because of the tall grass. And then the fence down here with all the jack pines. Now, a little bit of bad news. I have to warn you. The jack pines are not doing well. I think there are about a dozen still alive. I never tilled this, I never cleared it out. As you can see, this is gonna be a big old grass field mess, and it might take over some of the control of the roots and the moisture, but there are a few trees that are still viable, I think. You can't even see them though in here. There's one right in there somewhere. So trial and error, maybe push the issue, but I had the trees, I had to do something with them. I probably could have put them all in pots this year and just grew them in pots all year long and then put them in the ground in the fall. But I was so excited to get trees in the ground that I tried this method. A lot of work, not a lot of bang for the buck here, but again, trial and error. So what's gonna happen around here is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut the grass in here around this structure, hopefully this weekend, just to get a little trail at least. Because this will be the next fence line, but we have to do a lot of cleaning, and I will get a tiller in here, and I'll till all the land that doesn't have the trees in them that I've already planted, and we'll see what we can get. And now the line of pine trees here, we got one right there, we got one right here, we got two down there, boom and boom. So those again are covered with a lot of grass around them, so we'll bring the mower in here and cut around there and clean it up just a little bit, and I need a lot of mulch. I still have to get some mulch in here. Now I want to make my own mulch, so I'm going to get a mulch renter here in a couple of weeks, and we'll start mulching up all the stuff I've been tearing down, and then I'll have all kinds of mulch. So I just need a couple weeks. I'll get there. I don't want to rush things. So we came up this hill to come see this, and then if we go down here, this goes down to another section of the property. When I always take my walks, I always end up coming up this way, and so I was able to squeeze the four-wheeler back down in here. I didn't clear too much down in here, but I was able to have enough clearing with the trailer on the back, kind of do a loop-de-loop here and circle around. So again, the four-wheeler with the big wheels is going to be able to trample down a lot of stuff. And I was able to circle around right in here. Pine tree down there that I cleared out a couple of months ago. But I'm able to get the four-wheeler in here, and we'll make a loop-de-loop so I can always turn around if I have to, because with a trailer on there, things hard to turn in short areas. So I need a good stretch to get around. And I just don't know what this area is going to become. It's a little low lying, so I'm afraid to put trees in here. I don't know if it's going to be too moist for pine trees and such. Could be great for maples, I don't know. So that's back far away too, so really far away from the hose structure. That would be like 400 or 500 feet of hose. So I don't know if I'm going to do that. So next up is to head to town and buy some gas. I didn't bring my gas can up from home. I need a new one for up here that's going to be up here permanently. So I'm going to head to town, get a gas tank. We'll get that mower out when the grass is a little bit drier here in the middle part of the day. And we'll continue our journey. One thing I wanted to show you too is these were 2 trees last year and they were chopped. Bonsai chop, everybody. Look at the massive growth, the energy that the root system still wants to shoot up. Maybe I could dig it up for a bonsai? Went into town for a gas tank and I came back with a new door handle. I need to put the new door handle in the shed because I have the four-wheeler now and I'm starting to put more stuff in here. So I want to make sure I can lock. I wasn't able to lock before. Now, as I started constructing on the knob, I noticed that the door is kind of old. Only one of the 2 screws in the part that holds the door into the little hole in the side part, in the frame, the little latch part, is only really held on by 1 screw. So, you know, someone could really probably, it's like my dad always used to say, if they want to get in, they're probably going to get in. I never understood about these doorknobs. You know, a screwdriver doesn't fit in flush with the bolt or the nut, the bolt. And so you're kind of going at an angle and kind of stripping it as you go on a little bit. I mean, it's kind of obnoxious. Oh, that's a thing of beauty. And another key to add to my key ring. I think that's going to be right there. So we'll put in 1 and we're going to hope for the best. Now, I'm only going to get about a 1/2 inch of screw in there. It's all going to be by brute force. Let's do it. Now let's see if it still closes. Oh, it does. Nice. And the other screw is kind of floating in the air, but it will grab onto wood. It will go in a good 1/2 inch. And again, if someone really wants to crowbar this thing, they can have at it. If they want it that bad. Nice. Now there's no shortage of things to be done here at the property. Last year I couldn't find my second door handle, but lo and behold, after a season coming and going, I was able to find this other one, you know, laying in a pile of stuff. And with a lot of new things these days that you buy that need tools, they often include the tool size you need right in the pack. So that's pretty awesome. So I've got my 2 supersized bolts and I've got the right tool to put it in. So let's get this one in. Wouldn't you know it? I'm out of juice. That's a big hole. I probably should have had a starter hole going in there. That's a big drill bit, I should say. Let's try to get this other one started. There we go. Yeah, not enough power to get that in there. So now I have to go back up to the car and get the new battery. Interesting. I think I have to drill some pre-holes. It's just not going in. Yeah, nothing to do with the drill. They're just too fat to go through there. I'm gonna have to get a couple of starter holes in there. So I have to go back to the car for now, the drill bits. Maybe I should bring the tools down here. How many 100-yard dashes does it take to have the right tools? Hopefully just the 3 I took. Uh-oh, I just lost my bit. Oh, there it is. It just sunk inside. Okay, let's just go ahead and drill these bad boys. Let's see if that helped any. Fingers crossed, everyone. Still not enough power. Interesting. I've never run into this before. There we go. Got to go down to the bigger torque. There we go. There we go. Look at that, we have handles on both parts, everybody. Then when I get my wood platform down here, I'm going to have a piece of metal that also shoots down into the wood and kind of keeps it from swaying and hopefully keeps it from a little bit more of that warpage too. Some clouds have come over Bonsai Acres, so I can't test the well. I can't test the pump with the solar power. But I can cut the grass. So I was just in town, got the new gas tank, the can, and I'm resupplying the gas to the mower. We'll crank this thing up, we'll get ourselves started. I'm gonna raise the wheels so I don't hit any rocks or logs, and then we'll just go gingerly because I think I cleared the path and we're gonna get a nice walking path here now that the four-wheeler will be able to fit on and I'll be able to walk on and hopefully get less ticks. Okay, I made it there and back without any major clunks, rocks, logs, so we're just gonna keep at it and see how far we can go. So that worked out really well. I got all the big chunks in my first path through with the four-wheeler, and now I raised the wheels on the lawnmower, and sure enough, we got a really nice path about 6 feet wide, all the way down past the trees out here in the back 40, and down to the loop-de-loop section. I even went around and loop-de-loop there. So the next thing I can do is continue. I want to get a trail here up to the higher part where the cabin might be, but there's a lot of twigs in the lake, a lot of branches, so that's going to be more laborious. I got to do stage 1 before I can put a lawnmower through there. But in the meantime, I could go ahead and lower the wheels now 1 or 2 notches and go through this whole path again. The big key, of course, is now I know the path, I know the bumps, I know if there's any stumps that are still in the ground, and I can pick them up and throw them away if I see them, but then we'll get this even shorter. And so I don't know that I want to mow this every time I come up here, but I want this to be relatively manageable for a trail. A four-wheeler will come through a lot, I'll walk a lot here, and then we won't have as tall a grass. Less wood ticks, y'all. As the fire was starting to take off tonight, a few raindrops started to come down. It's been overcast today and threatening. A couple of drops here and there, but I don't want it to rain now. Could it hold off to at least 7 or 8 o'clock? It's been a good day up at Bonsai Acres. I'm tired. I took a little nap in the hammock. Took a quick drive to Oak Lake RV Park. And I wanted to know if they had like a boat landing and a beach or anything. Didn't look like it had a nice easy access to the lake. I couldn't even see it from the road. So I just drove by it and then drove around the neighborhood a little bit here, just to get a feel for the land. I'm pretty close to Moose Lake and Lake Sturgeon. So some places I could go swimming, kayaking, paddleboarding, and myself a sandwich, and I'm done for the day. I did a lot of cleaning of the trails, mowing. Also was able to lift up a good number of heavy rocks and medium rocks and put over by the culvert, the new culvert, and got that thing a little bit closer to, well, ready to add some underlayer gravel before I get gravel to make the driveway. So we'll tampen all that down, roll over it several times with the four-wheeler. Yeah, the wind's been picking up. It's been kind of windy afternoon here in Gray. We're only at 60 degrees, cooled off. I'm gonna be in the car again tonight sleeping because it's gonna be down in the low 40s, so I'm just gonna be cozy in the car. But in the meantime, let's enjoy some fire. It's a little after 7 o'clock in the morning on day 2 up at Bonsai Acres. And it looks to be another gray day. Got a lot done yesterday, so I'm feeling pretty good. The frogs are going crazy, the birds are going crazy, and I'm out for a little morning walk. All the ferns are starting to grow around that downed poplar tree. So the tree went down and nature still grows all around it. The ferns are everywhere. I didn't see them a couple weeks back, but they're just long bean poles right now. Starting to take up the landscape. We're just gonna clean up today. I won't be able to get the solar pump going because there's just too many clouds. So we got it going yesterday. We got some squirts of water. We're good. We'll wait for a sunnier day to check out that hose and the attachment and see how well we can water those trees. But we got so much rain the last 2 nights. I went to bed in the car by 9 o'clock last night, and it had rained 3 times between the time I had dinner and that 9 o'clock time frame, and I woke up 3 or 4 times a night with rain. It's really wet in here. Camera probably won't pick up on it, but there's little water droplets, little dewdrops, water droplets on every leaf bending over here in this grass field. Now, of course, the problem with tall, wet grass is wet knees. I'm almost to my trails that I've gotten so far. Eventually, I want this whole loop to be completely passable by foot for sure, but by four-wheeler, just so I can move, again, heavy stuff around and I'll have access to all corners of the property. But there was no way I was gonna get that done in a day and a half. So eventually, this will be tree field number 2, kind of long and narrow. Probably that 24 wide, but by 50 deep. And then here's our path going up the hill. Every time I come up here, I get so excited. Everything is looking pretty good. We've got places to be. We got trails to walk on, trails to drive on, pine trees in the ground. And with a gray day, you know, sometimes it's probably good just to call it and just maybe go home. I have to send out a quick hello to my friends Tim and Gay from the Minnesota Bonsai Society just yesterday before I came up here, or no, Saturday. It is now Monday morning. We had our MBS photo shoot to take pictures of our trees, paid for by the club, professional photographer, and Tim and Gay were there. They have some of the best trees in the club, hands down. And it was great to talk to them, and they are super fans of Bonsai Acres videos. So a shout out to Tim and Gay. Thanks for your continued support, and your excitement about my excitement up here just brings it home to me and makes me want to just keep going. But I'm thinking of you right now because on video, it appears like I'm going nonstop and just the energy I have, and they find the energy infectious, and that's just, I love that when people say that about the passion I have for bonsai and this place. And so thanks you guys, I appreciate that. But also with that in mind, it's 7:30 on Monday morning. I spent all day yesterday up here, Saturday evening for a couple of hours. It's time to move on. Until soon. Welcome to Bonsai Acres. Very excited.